This is really, really pathetic from Chelsea. It's a disaster kind of a performance. It's so poor. We shouldn't be in this position. And yes, Thiago Silva has scored the goal, but I think it's time we moved on from Thiago Silva. It's really time we moved on from Thiago Silva. It's done. It's done. It's done. We can't do anything. It's done with Thiago Silva. It's done. We're done with him. He's been a good servant. He's done really well, but it's time to move on from Thiago Silva. Yeah, it's time to move on from Thiago Silva. So he has scored the goal, yes, but you can see the mistake for the two goals. Ben Chilwell is also done. Ben Chilwell is also done. I'm going to share the link of the stream. I want some people to come in, but I just wanted to do this stream quick enough, so I will not be able to share the link. But in my honest opinion, the team is poor. There's no patterns of play. Defense wise, is pathetic. Attacking wise, you don't expect them to put the ball in the back of the net. Conor Gallagher, I don't know how this guy gets to play in this team week in, week out. Caicedo cannot do anything. Nico Jackson cannot head the ball. So why did they're spending 115 million on a midfielder rather than retaining Kovacic, rather than giving Kovacic an extra contract? You're spending 115 million on a midfielder, and then you go and buy a player who has scored 13 goals in 42 La Liga games, and then you put him up front. Then you tell Pochettino, okay, work with this striker. Yes, as much as this stream is about Pochettino out. Yes, Pochettino is an easy scapegoat to play, but who put the club in this mess? Who put the club in this mess? That's where we're supposed to be starting. Who put the club in this mess? Pochettino has a problem. Yes, we do not deny that Pochettino has a problem. But who put the club in this mess? Who decided to go in and recruit average young players to come and be the starting players at Chelsea? So this game is already a loss. It's already a confirmed loss. Petrovic, good signing, but what is in front of him? Who went and bought Disasi? Ben Chilwell, he's supposed to be one of the most experienced players in the squad. What is Ben Chilwell doing? What is Ben Chilwell doing? He's supposed to be the most experienced player in this squad. What is Ben Chilwell doing? Ben Chilwell got spanned by Liverpool time and time again. Today, Wolves were moving to the left. I said I used this phrase in my previous I used this phrase in my previous analysis, the game against Liverpool, where I said, to the left, Beyonce, to the left. Teams are saying, put the ball to the left. The Beyonce way, to the left. Why? Because Ben Chilwell is not good at defending. And again, there is also another thing that I've noticed. He's telling Sterling not to track back so that he can stay up for counter attacks. Okay, Sterling is staying up for counter attacks. So why are we not having a midfielder dropping deep to double up with Chilwell? Okay, that's the position that Enzo Fernandez should be picking. So you push Enzo forward. I don't even understand the system. Which is the rest defense? Most of the time, I see Thiago Silva and Caicedo. Caicedo is surrounded by 6 players and he's receiving the ball under pressure. The midfielders are behind him. The fullbacks are behind him. We're not even having fullbacks inverting. We don't have midfielders staying deep, allowing fullbacks to overlap. So I don't understand the tactical system that Pochettino is employing at Chelsea. That's a huge problem that I'm really struggling to understand. So this is a loss. We are now 11th. 2 losses on the bounce. And we have conceded 8 goals in the last 2 games. 8 goals. 8 goals in the last 2 Premier League games. 8 goals. So teams have known how to play against Chelsea. This is a very horrible performance, even compared to the Liverpool performance. And I knew immediately Wolves went 3-1 up. They're going to sit back. So Wolves have managed to do a double against Chelsea. And that is what we have. Bringing in the players such as Mudryk in this team does not add anything. Yes, Wolves have won. Wolves have won. They have beaten him twice. Yes, Wolves have won. Chelsea 2, Wolves 4. Chelsea 2, Wolves 4. Pathetic performance for the team, from the team. Pathetic, extremely pathetic. This is the worst performance that I've seen. There it is. There it is. Pathetic performance. This is really, really poor. This is really, really poor. Now, the question is, should we proceed with Pochettino? That should be the question. Should we proceed with Pochettino? This is really unacceptable. Unacceptable. The defending is so poor. The left-hand side of that Chelsea attack it's a catastrophe. I don't have anything more to say. Since Ben Chilwell came in, that left-hand side is so poor. I thought that playing Colwell there, but I have realized that Pochettino usually tells Sterling to stay high up and be the outlet for the counter-attack, but nobody is doubling to help the left back. Against Liverpool, the teams were attacking down the left. Even the goals we conceded from Middlesbrough, they were coming down from the left. So what is wrong with this left-hand side? So if the manager is telling the winger, Raheem Sterling, not to track back, then it means that you need to have midfielders who do the work off the ball. We can't string 2 passes without losing the ball. The attacking side of the game is so pathetic. Chelsea look toothless when they are heading to attack. Fullbacks are not overlapping, wingers are not cutting in, there is no balls in between the lines. It's so chaotic. The midfield region is so exposed. I'm seeing a lot of people are blaming Moises Caicedo. What do you expect Caicedo to do? You expect Caicedo to cover an entire midfield by himself. This is all tactical. The same way Pep Guardiola sets up Manchester City. When Rodri is playing in the midfield region, either Lewis is coming in field to try and play as a double pivot next to Rodri, or John Stones is coming from the defense to play as an inverted centre back in midfield. The same case applies to Arsenal. When Mikel Arteta is deploying Declan Rice, he does not use Rice as a solo midfielder in Arsenal's midfield. You'll see Zinchenko coming in so that he can have 2 midfielders sitting ahead of 3 centre backs. So you have a block of 5 players, 2 midfielders sitting in front of 3 defenders, so that you have that 3-5 system. So that when the team decides to defend with 5 players, you can push 1 midfielder or 1 attacker or 1 defender high up the pitch so that you can create superiority when you're attacking. But that is not what we see with Chelsea. With Chelsea, we just see Thiago Silva, Moises Caicedo here. The fullbacks are wide. Enzo and Gallagher are playing ahead. Gallagher is not comfortable receiving the ball. Gallagher receives the ball in those tight spaces in midfield, and all he can see is passing the ball sideways, wide. Again, let me ask the question about the recruitment. How did Chelsea go and spend £215 million on the midfield and failed to sign a striker? How do you expect a boy from Villarreal who played as a winger throughout his career to come in and be Chelsea's main man? Here are the problems that we're having at this club. So this is another defeat. Especially this one is more humiliating because it happened at home. Other teams like Manchester City are going an entire year without losing. Teams like Chelsea have already lost 3 games in January. 3 games have already been lost in January. So I need to look at these performances and ask myself, what is wrong? What is so making this club so poor? Now it has to go back to the manager. I've been the strongest supporter of Pochettino. I said, oh, maybe he's playing Enzo out of position. He's playing Chilwell as a left winger. Oh, Caicedo has not adapted. I was giving Pochettino all the avenues, all the excuses. Some people actually even got angry with me at the comment section saying that I'm defending Pochettino a lot. But today, the game against Liverpool is where I threw the towel. And I saw that, okay, this guy cannot continue to manage Chelsea.